Hi class, this is your video feedback for your portfolio drafts, and I'm really excited to look through these. I go through looking as if, I'm a new user, that I'm not really familiar with your site, so that you can get some honest feedback about your usability and some of the content at times. Sometimes I get a chance to look through your videos and things, and I always enjoy doing that, and I usually will let you know when I've been able to do that. But at this stage, this is just an initial interaction with your site. All right, so here we are. This is really nice. I like it. I like the color combinations. It's fun. It's not common, so I kind of like that. We've got home, which is where we are. Let's go to the about. Okay, so we need to work on that link, right? We do need an about section. If I go to work, okay, so we need to work on the links because they're not anchored to these sections. So first thing you want to do, these icons work for your style, your brand. You could probably even, maybe not this time around, but get them even closer to your brand, I think. But you definitely want to make sure that you upload content that is not, let me refresh this and see, make sure that we don't have placeholder text. That's something that you'll want to fix up there. This I recognize from your graphic design course, so that's good. Your long boards, and okay, this is what is recommended. You see how I have your mock-up here? It's a really good idea to also have your other work, that is print work, for example, in a mock-up. That is something when you get to Portfolio 7, some of you, that will be required if you're in the media communications program, and you are. So that's something you want to work on. Have everything align. That's really important. A little more space here. Align this here. Bring that in. A little more room for this heading. So a little space underneath this container here before we get into this. But this is great. Everything aligns very nicely. Okay. And then you'll have an about, a connect page or contact. All right, so it's a great start. And I think you might even just say design work, capital D, capital W, and video editing, capital V, capital E. I think that would work for you. All right? All right. It's a good start. Okay. Jeremy. Nice, clean. This background is competing a little bit. It's probably a little slow when it loads. Yeah, and that's going to slow down your usability there. So I would probably, if it's the texture you like, or I'm not sure what it is that you like about it, it's a great little video, but I mean, I'm not sure what you like most about it. So I would probably just make a still. The colors work and everything, and it certainly gives a feel of adventure. I wouldn't put your birth date on here, and you'll decide whether you want your phone number. Typically, you guys, I have people take it off so that people can just contact you through your email, and then you can give them your number, because you might get a lot of spam, more than you already do. This looks good. I like that. Boo Slinger, who dreams of one day producing documentaries with the greats. Okay. All right. So a little bit of a Ernest Hemingway feel going on. Okay. Okay. 2020. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, this is gonna grow for sure. And, all right. And I don't mind this because it's a lot better than, as humorous and general as it kind of is. It's really more specific than some of the bar charts we see. You never want to use those. You want to stay away from those that have these little bar charts that say, just how proficient someone is, because they really don't have there's no comparison within them. They really don't say anything. Adobe has their own criteria, where they say proficient and things like that. Those are the terms you can use if you want to go that way, but you'll come up with something and you'll grow more here with Adobe Creative. So as you continue your education here. So yeah. And at some point you will want to click to your work and show a couple things, right? But nice and simple. There's something about it that doesn't fit. You're getting close, but you're getting lost a little further away here because of this it has a gritty texture, and this has a very nature oriented. This almost starts to feel urban. I don't know that it is because I see what might be tree branches and things, but it's got a little bit of a gritty urban look, and I just don't think that's where the rest is going. So yeah. And you'll link up and continue your brand throughout your social media. All right? Good work. It's a great start, and it has personality. All right. This page is coherent. This is very coherent. Go ahead and change the date down here. You can do that. This is a little hard to read. I think maybe that should be in white. But let's look at the consistency. This color combo doesn't necessarily go with this, and I'm not sure what this is. Information. I think what I would do here is help it look a little more like this. So you'll have your about here, and then as you have this square or this rectangle here, I would have your content in a rectangle left aligned right here. I'm not saying that you have to put it in a rectangle. I'm saying that your body copy will create that rectangle. Okay, and I think I would take this out unless there's a reason for it. This image isn't working in the scroll the way you have it. And this doesn't have the colors that you do here. Now there's a few things you can do. If you really want this image, you can go in and color correct it and bring in some of your brand colors. But we're missing some of that. In the blue, I don't know if that was in your style guide. I think I would use this color, blue teal. I like how bright this is, but it's not really on brand for you. And you might use something like this in a lighter shade, which means you would choose this color and then just bring the slider up so that you know it's based on this color. Okay, so I think your image back there should change. This color needs to blend in with your these up here. These colors work okay, but it's just the way it's scrolled over doesn't work as well like this. You can work with that and see. And you have these two images very close together and then very graphic work competing with it, and then another live image. So I would limit those live images to stills. I wouldn't have them have these rollovers here. As far as your work, screenshots, let's go ahead and change the file name here. All right, so it says Real Deal Taco food truck website or web design for Real Deal Taco. This, and this is true throughout, this is not as bad, but your thumbnails need to make sure that there's plenty of padding around them, that they're not cropping anything. You know, you could instead grab this milk carton, or, you know, although that's a vertical and you need a horizontal, you would grab something else that is the same color and would fit in with this, you know. That's really something you have to think about when you put your thumbnails in. Those are really important, okay? And again, you could use some mock-ups for that. That can really help make things look great. Okay? But other than that, you've got a lot of experience, and that's all good. And maybe this is on your color palette, but it's not as great as it can be. I want to show you, let's look at this. Here are some color palettes. And the beauty of these is that they are built on the same hues and the same foundation colors, so they will match and they will look good together. That's something that I would consider for yours. Go back. I think it's going to be the quickest, easiest thing for you to do is to select a style guide of colors that you really like, that is very close to what you were looking at. Okay? And then apply that to your template. Okay? So this is just a really good reference and resource for you guys. All right. Next. This is a very whimsical site. I think this period needs to come off because it's not a real sentence. That's just a detail. It's an awesome site. Nice and clean here. Okay. And right. So here we are. It's got a great George Jetson feel. I don't know if you know what that is. Meet the Jetsons. But this is a really great look, kind of a Cartoon Network look. So you've got your projects, your about, your resume, your contact. Let's see. Super cute. And notice how everything is aligned and the spacing is consistent. That's really what layout is about. You know, you just spend a little time doing that, but this is such a fun thing. So here's the portfolio, nice and clean. A mock-up here, a little space, it's cropped a little funny. So you either have to really crop it, you know, a little more, or allow a little more around it. Usually it's allowing a little more, but just a little. Okay. I'll have to be editing this when I'm finished. Those ums and things, maybe. This is just adorable. Okay. So really great job. Obviously she has a lot of design experience. Okay, along with some other things. All right, so it's consistent. That's the big thing. And I should go through and find some errors here just to help you out. But I guess one thing is when I click on Emily, it doesn't go anywhere. It is live. but it doesn't take me anywhere. Your links seem to be working pretty well. I like to see, okay, these, unless that's coming really soon, like this week, you want to take that off. We just disable anything that isn't current. There's no reason to tease people with it. Here you've got Emily Lauren Armstrong, and that's great. I like to see a little more idea that where we are, what page we're on, whether it's an underline or an about here. I know you'd have to work that out. You know, it changes color, but you're so clear on everything else that I might want to see some small clue. Well, this is pretty good. I mean, because it looks just like a resume, but think about that. Okay, contact, featured projects, info. It's a little bit like an about. All right, it's so cute. There's really very little that can be correct about it. Is connecting to your Twitter and your YouTube and your Instagram. So great job. See what else you can do with it. Maybe show some more projects. Oh, here they are. Great. Okay, take this off unless it's really soon. Title and end cards. I want to introduce everybody to a site, The Art of the Title. Those of you who like motion graphics or title art, which is really cool, one of my favorite things. This is a great site to look at some of the best title art there is. Okay, so this is something I recommend everybody take a look at for design, especially for motion graphics. Right, it's just the short intros. It's a really great way to learn how to design because you'll notice how great they do everything. All right, all right. Good job, Emily. All right, so I'm not sure what that was about. You see how that loaded. I don't think you meant it to happen, and maybe it's not going to happen again, but test it everywhere. Really nice, looks nice. This is a little small, a little hard to read. It looks good, but we have to always choose readability over aesthetics, so you might have to make this a little bigger. Nice, I think a little space here between your social media design and strategy. Perhaps center that right here. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Are you taking them to this site? Well, how about that? All right. This may have to be a little bigger. This is nice, legible, but this may have to be bigger. This seems to be floating a little bit, so perhaps a mock-up of some kind with a little bit of this color pulled into either a border or what have you. I think some sort of modern mock-up. It could even be a phone or a tablet or something. Nice. Okay. Another situation here where you want to make sure that your thumbnail is very well designed. So we won't cut anything off. That needs to be reduced. Eventually you can have a gallery of those that are nicely squared. Good. All right, I like this. Okay. Nice mock-up here. Could do that here with a little drop shadow. A little hard to read. All right. Okay. I would take your number off and put your date here. Okay. Yeah. As a designer, I think what you're going to ultimately want to do, now I like the text and everything that you've chosen, but I think what you're ultimately going to want to do is eventually, Elizabeth, you're going to want to move over to Squarespace. And you're going to keep all this. It looks good. Your colors are good. And you're going to want to have a gallery grid, which will be like 4 to 5 squares across, and then you'll have rows, and you'll click on those and you'll go to your work, because right now you've got partial projects that we see, but it's taking up a lot of space on this home page. Okay, so you're going to tighten that up with a gallery, a grid gallery, I think is what you're going to want to do. This looks great. You're a good designer. Laying it out next is what you want to do. Okay. We want it to be searchable, so you want to put your highlights in your resume, okay? Because we can't search the PDF. The SEO won't look for that. So it's okay, you probably just put this here as a placeholder for yourself, but go ahead and make a very simple list of your skills. Okay, you can have some skill history, scroll down a little more, put skills, or vice versa, maybe skills and then your history. I think they're going to want to know what your skills are before they care about your history. Okay. I think your style guide would be good as a mock-up under your design projects. Okay. So, yeah, that's what I suggest for you. But it's all going to come together really nicely. All right. Great start. Okay, Samantha. Professional daydreamer. Nice. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, here's my life. It's quite bizarre. Okay. Yes, that's perfect for a mom. And I think that's what you said you do. Writing about those kinds of things. Let's not have one word by itself. And I think instead of all things Samantha, you're going to want to say something a little more catchy like you have here. You know, enter my bizarre life here, or, you know, something that has a little bit to do with the daydreaming. You know, call yourself something here. We want to be a little more consistent with our text. Okay, we've got a few different fonts going on right now, this and this and this. And you have to look at how it works also with everything. This is a little close, by the way. That needs to clear that very well. This might even be what is at your homepage, something like this. It doesn't have to be there. And this image, I think, you know, it's a lovely image, but the background and everything, I think you can come up with something better for you with a little more face time, a little less background, and a little larger. Okay. Don't think you need this speech bubble. Okay, if you want to do a box, that's fine, but here you also have it outlined in like a gray blue. Think about how you have it here, okay, and start to be really consistent. We've got a couple of different fonts going on. and that we want to avoid. All right. Okay. This actually starts to seem a little more consistent because this is pulling from here, and that's nice. The color is consistent. The white is consistent. This is more legible than the serif. Okay, this is clearer. And then you have your things aligned. This needs to come over and align. Okay. Okay. I would be consistent with the font that you have. A little less white space and a little more gutter. Okay, your butter beans and stuff, good. Again, think of mock-ups, using template mock-ups. You could even put this on a computer screen. Okay, this yeah, this is too much. This is okay. I would crop it in though. I guess it's a video of some things. This is a nice image. It fits you. I want you to start thinking about images that fit daydreaming. Even when I say mock-ups, think about what that might look like. It might be a little different than tech, actually. Maybe a children's book mock-up. Transmedia campaign, okay, a little tight here. A little tight, we need to bring that in. Bring that in. Okay. Love art history. Okay. All right. I'm not sure if you need that or not, but I feel like we've taken them away from your site because there's no navigation here. So as I go back, all right, but you did a great job. It's a wonderful concept, just needs a little more editing, okay? Visual edits, okay, good work. All right, similar thing going on here. We want to simplify. Don't need this banner in white. Just go ahead and put navigation in either this color or this color or gray or white. If this is your logo, doesn't quite feel the same as this, but I would just put it over the black. Okay, so you need to make sure there's no placeholder text. Okay. Have everything left aligned. Okay, this is a template. No. Okay, so this is your new one. Again, same story on this. The font is difficult to read with the image, and it's a beautiful image, but let's move the font over to the left and put it in black or white. Okay? And I'm not sure that, okay, you have a different logo than what you have here, so we're going to need to look at that. Okay, let's take your number off. All right, just a little bit of cleanup, I think. Maybe all of this is on a black background, and maybe that would work best for you. just some consistency. All right, and definitely remove this white button, large banner button there. Okay, that shape isn't really working for you. Remember that you're going to want straight edges for the most part. Okay, geometric shapes is what you are looking for. All right, good work. Let's go to your home page. Nice. Let's see if you can bring this into a line here. Doesn't necessarily have to align with this here because you've kind of got a different kind of thing going on here, but at least here, if it's going to be center aligned, I think it needs to be really thought out. So you're going to have to edit a word or so here to bring this in as an upside down pyramid. The images are nice. Let's see. And let's go to About Me. Create, Promote, Inspire. That's good. Okay. Depending on how soon you're going to be graduating, if you're a media communications, then yes, go ahead and say you're a student at Full Sail, because that means you've got a little ways to go before you graduate. But as you get closer to graduating, you want to go ahead and take that off and consider yourself a professional. Okay, because we all continue to study and go to school even as a profession. As a professional, so that's something to think about. Okay, so design and writing, that's really where you want to go. That's going to be your tagline, where you're talking about design and writing so people know right away what it is you want to do. It looks like otherwise modeling. Okay, now we get into this. This is almost like a home page with, this is almost a home page. And are these placeholders? That's something that you'll want to begin to put your own work in if it is. Okay, so you do have the modeling, right? This is a little confusing. The other was better. And you'll have your headshot and modeling content here. Okay, now it's starting to do something. Okay. A little confusing. It doesn't really sell you like the first page did. Okay. Okay. This is a good headshot. Okay. So 3 green. Okay. We have quite a few things going on here, and maybe that's where the 3 comes from. Writing, design, and modeling. Okay. Let me just check out the writing aspect. You might want a blog page instead of okay, so this is getting tricky because you've got quite a few things on one site. Typically we don't put modeling with your writing unless writing is in a blog, and so that's something that you're going to want to think about a little better. Let's see what it says here. Okay, let's disable this page. Anything that doesn't actually have content we can disable. All right, it's a good start. So basically with this one, you want to move the content out here, put your about closer in and your videos and photos. I would start with your photos and then your videos. And these images are loading very slowly, so I would either take them out or make them an exceptionally smaller size, optimize those. You can lay this Denny's logo over maybe another image that you have inside here for a thumbnail that fits your brand. I would update this to fit your brand. This is a terrific photo. It did take a long time to load, so it needs to be a smaller file. And again, not sure you need this banner at all. In most cases, it's not working for you. The colors are beautiful, but I would bring it up like this and put the Let's Chat here. This is a new lettering, so you want to watch out for your fonts and make sure that they're a little more consistent. And again, this came up, because I've already had it loaded, but it's really taking a long time to load. And I don't know what else is on here, but there may be some photos, but they're very large. So that's something to really think about. Otherwise, you've got some really great things, particularly this page here. This is great with your style. All right, good work. All right. So everybody's done a great job. I really enjoyed looking through your sites and learning more about you. And I'm looking forward to seeing the next iteration. Good work.